Welcome students to Standard 11 Chemistry by Sujata Miss, Fatima Convent High School. Unit 3, Classification of Elements and Periodicity in Properties. Page number 79 of your textbook. Let us see the modern periodic table. A modern version, the so-called long form of the periodic table of the elements is the most convenient and widely used. So modern periodic table is also known as long form periodic table. The horizontal rows, which were called by Mendeleev as series, are called as periods, and vertical columns are known as groups. Elements having similar outer electronic configurations in their atoms are arranged in vertical columns and are referred to as groups or families. Now you have already underlined the full form of IUPAC. The groups are numbered from 1 to 18, replacing the older notation of groups 1A, so on in the Mendeleev's periodic table. There are altogether 7 periods in the periodic table. The period number corresponds to the highest principal quantum number n of the elements in the period. The first period contains 2 elements. The subsequent periods consist of 8, 8, 18, 18, 32 elements. It means the first period has 2 elements, second period has 8, third period has 8, and then fourth, fifth and sixth period has 32 elements. The seventh period is incomplete, and like the sixth period would have a theoretical maximum on the basis of quantum numbers of 32 elements. In this form of periodic table, 14 elements of both 6th and 7th period, which are known as lanthanoids and actinoids respectively, are placed in separate panel at the bottom. We'll discuss them in detail. Later, group-wise electronic configurations, elements in the same vertical column or group have similar valence shell electronic configurations, the same number of electrons in the outer orbitals and similar properties. So same group has similar properties, that is elements of the same group will have similar properties, same number of electrons in the outer orbitals, so same electronic configuration, that is valence shell electronic configuration. For example, the group 1 elements, they are also known as alkali metals. Now they have the valence shell electronic configuration in general as NS1. Now let us see the configuration of group 1 elements one by one. The first element in group 1 is lithium, that is Li. The symbol, atomic number is 3. The first electron in lithium will go to the first orbit, s orbital. Second electron will also go to s orbital, so there can be maximum 2 electrons. One for the principal quantum number, that is the orbit, s for the orbital, and 2 for the number of electrons. Then the third electron will go to the second orbit, s orbital, so 2s1. Now you can write down the electronic configuration in this manner, or you can write down the inert element and then write down the valence shell electronic configuration, that is 2s1. Now here inert element is He. It has 2 electrons, that is it is complete. So helium has 2 electrons, whereas the other inert elements will have 8 electrons in their outermost orbit. So they are known as inert or noble gases. We will study them in detail. Also, they are found in the periodic table in group 18. So here we have helium 2s1. Then we have sodium, atomic number 11. Electronic configuration will be 1s2, that is the first two electrons will go to the first orbit, s orbital. The next two electrons will go to the second orbit, s orbital. Then 6 electrons will go to the p orbital of the second orbit. Here we have 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, that is 10 electrons. And then we have in the third orbit, s orbital, 1 electron. Now this is the inert element neon. Neon has 10 electrons in total and 8 electrons in its outermost orbit. So you can write down neon, that is up till here, instead of writing this much, and then write down 3s1 for electronic configuration. Similarly, we can have potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. You can write down the inert element and write down the valence shell electronic configuration. So here you can see the number of electrons in the last orbit, that is helium belongs to the last orbit is second orbit, that is 2s1. So here we have 2s1, here we have 3s1, here we have 4s1, 5s1, 6s1, and here we have 7s1. So the general valence shell electronic configuration for group 1 elements will be ns1. 3.6 electronic configurations and types of elements, SPDF blocks. Now this is your periodic table. I am discussing page number 83, 84 and 85 of your textbook. If any of the terms are not clear, you can go through the terms in the textbook. Now over here, the first group, this is the first group. Here we have the groups, group 1, group 2. Similarly, we have 18 groups. This is group 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and here we have group 3, 4, 5, etc. Similarly, we have the periods, that is the first period with the hydrogen and helium, the second period, the third period. So here the horizontal rows you can say are known as periods, and vertical columns are known as groups. So here we have the 5th period, 6th period and the 7th period. Now group 1 and 2 are known as representative elements. Also group 13 to 18 are known as representative elements. Group 20, that is elements 21, that is group 3 to 12, are known as transition elements, or you can call them as detransition elements. At the bottom of the periodic table, you have elements with atomic number 58 to 71 and 90 to 103. Now this is known as inner transition elements, and they are also known as F block elements. This is known as lanthanoids, and the next series is known as actinoids. Now group 1, consider group 1. The group 1 is also known as alkali metals, as we discussed, and the outermost electronic configuration will be, that is valence shell electronic configuration of all the elements of the group 1 will be ns1. This is group 2. They are also known as alkaline earth metals. These elements will have outermost orbital, that is valence shell electronic configuration as ns2. N is for the principal quantum number, that is the period, indicates the period. whereas s is for the s orbital, and 2 will be the number of electrons in the s orbital. So the last electrons in this elements, that is elements of group 2, are entering the s orbital, and even in group 1 the valence electrons are in the s orbital. So they are known as s block elements. Group 1 and group 2 are known as s block elements. Now move on to group 13 to 18. The valence shell electrons will be entering the p orbitals. That is, if you go for group 13 and write down the electronic configuration, or if you check out the electronic configuration over here we are given the valence shell electronic configuration. Then we will see electrons are entering p orbitals. The last valence electrons are in 2p1 in case of boron. In case of aluminium they are in 3p1. In case of gallium they are in 4p1. So the valence electrons are entering the p orbital. Over here also, if you see, 2 electrons are entering the p orbital. Here 3 electrons are entering the p orbital. Here 4 electrons are entering the p orbital. Here 5, and here all the 6 electrons are entering the p orbital, and as a result the p orbital and s orbital is fully filled. So these elements are known as p block elements. Move on to here. Group 3 to 12. If you see, the electrons, that is the valence electrons, are entering the d orbital. Now as they are entering the d orbital, they are known as d transition elements, or you can call them as d block elements. Now there are some specific properties for transition elements also. Many of them are colored. You can say most of them are colored, and that is why they have a specific name. Now move on to the bottom of the periodic table. We have two series. This is known as lanthanoids. Now if you see, the valence electrons are entering the f orbitals. That is, last valence electrons are in the f orbital. Over here also the last valence electrons are in the f orbital. So here we call them as inner transition elements or f block elements. They have also been given the name lanthanoids, that is for this series, and actinoids for this series. Now let us discuss p block elements. This is boron group, which is also known as boron family, carbon group, nitrogen group, oxygen group. Oxygen group, that is group number 16, are also known as chalcogens. Group number 17 are also known as halogens. That is the elements with 1 electrons in their outermost orbit. Then we have noble gases, that is group number 18. They are the inert elements. Now the general electronic configuration is, as I told you, Ns2, Np1. Group number 13. Group number 14 will have Ns2, Np2. Group number 15 will have Ns2, Np3, and so on. Group number 18 will have Ns2, Np6. Now move on to transition elements, that is d block elements. D block elements will have a general electronic configuration n-1 d 1 to 10, that is maximum 10 electrons can be there in the d block, that is d orbital, if you remember, ns 0 to 2. Now here if you see, if S is n, then D is n minus 1. It means that if S is 4, n is 3. If S is 5, n will be n minus 1, that is 4. If S is 6, n minus 1 will be D, that is 5. Similarly, you can see over here, it is 7S and 6D. Now, these elements have colored ions. That is their special property. All of them are metals. Group 1 and group 2 are also metals. Group 3 to 12 are also metals. They are known as transition metals. They are colored ions. They exhibit variable valencies. Valencies means the oxidation state. Then elements like Zn, that is zinc, Cd, cadmium, and Hg, which is mercury over here in group number 12, do not show most of the properties of transition elements. So in a way, transition metals form a bridge between the chemically active S block elements and less active P block elements. That is group 13 to 14. Now let us move on to F block elements. F block elements, as we discussed, from Ce, that is atomic number Z is equal to 58, to Lu, that is atomic number Z is equal to 71, cerium to lutetium, you have lanthanoids, and then here from atomic number, that is Z is equal to 90, to Lr is equal to 103, which are known as thorium and lawrencium. We have actinoids. Now the two rows at the bottom of the periodic table are called lanthanoids and actinoids, and are characterized by outer electronic configuration n-2 F1 to 14, n-1 D0 to 1 NS2. That is, if the S orbital over here is 6, then D will be n-1, that is 5, and F will be n-2, that is 4. Everywhere you can check out. Now actinoid elements are radioactive. Many of the actinoid elements have been made only in nanogram quantities or even less by nuclear reactions, and their chemistry is not fully studied. The elements after uranium, that is 92, here it will be uranium 92, are called as transuranic elements. Important 1 mark MCQ. Or transuranium elements. Group 1 elements can lose one electron from their outermost orbit and form +1 ions easily. Similarly, group 2 elements can lose 2 electrons from their outermost orbit and form +2 ions easily. And over here, group number 17 has a tendency to take or receive one electron and form the configuration like the inert elements. So it will have oxidation number -1, and so it will form ions like F -1, Cl -1, Br -1, etc. Now in the periodic table, group 1 and group 2 are metals, and then we have metals over here as well as transition metals. Inner transition elements are also metals. Then here we have a zigzag line indicating the semi-metals or metalloids. They show the properties that are characteristics of both metals and non-metals, that is silicon, germanium, arsenic, etc. Then we have non-metals on the right side of the periodic table. Group number 18 are gases, non-metallic gases, so they are known as noble gases. Remember, semi-metals are also known as metalloids. Now we will have one more video for remembering all the elements of the periodic table. Problem 3.2 of your textbook. How would you justify the presence of 18 elements in the fifth period of the periodic table? Solution. When n is equal to 5, that is the fifth period, principal quantum number is equal to 5. L is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. The order in which the energy of the available orbitals 4d, 5s and 5p increases is 5s less than 4d less than 5p. The total number of orbitals available will be 9. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated is 18, and therefore 18 elements are there in the fifth period. So thank you for today, and meet you again in the next video.